All right, guys, what is up? Welcome to the call. As you all know, Amanda is on the leadership or the Success Club trip right now. How many of you are having FOMO like a motherfucker? I'm having so much FOMO, because I'm on the next year's trip, but still, I want to be there right now. Like everybody's in Mexico. My regular day boss is in Mexico. Everybody on Instagram is in Mexico. It's insane. So what I am going to talk to you guys about tonight, I was going to talk about the Team Cycle bonus and how to really earn along with challenge groups, but I'm just going to do Team Cycle bonus because I'm actually talking on Set Your Soul on Fire tomorrow night. So I'll be doing that call as well. So you guys should all be on it. And it's going to be about challenge groups and monthly marketing plans and how to set yourself up. So you hit Success Club in the beginning of the month so you don't have to stress out about it all month. Just to open the call up, I wanted to share with you guys something I read recently in this book I just bought. And it talks about inhale and exhale periods in your life. I know a lot of us have struggled with feeling like we try, and then we get burnt out. So we have that kind of one of those weeks where we kind of don't really do anything. So I wanted to talk about the inhale and exhale period that I read about. Basically, the idea is a lot of times we are going through an exploratory phase. I especially do this for a week, at least a week to a week and a half out of the month, where I'm not super actively messaging people I probably should be, but I call that my inhale phase, because what I'm doing is I'm out, I'm experiencing, I'm honing in on my workouts, I'm still CCQing and connecting with people on social media, I'm doing all the things on social media, making sure I'm posting, I'm trying new things, I'm going to workout classes, I'm hiking, I'm connecting with people. That's kind of what an inhale phase is. But the thing is when we're in one of those phases, we tend to get caught up in the mindset of, why am I not doing what everyone else is doing? Why am I not hitting those numbers? Why am I not creating? Why do I suck? Why can't I stay focused? We tend to get caught up in that mindset. I want you to know it's the same as an exhale period. So an example of an inhale period would be all those things I was telling you about, learning to crochet, doing something random, going to a workout class, going and meeting new people out in public, going to a freaking mixer or whatever you want to call it. That's kind of an inhale period where you're experiencing everything, right? In an exhale period, it's really important for the inhale period to happen because you use all of those things to really be able to focus. So an exhale period would look like the first 2 weeks of your business, really focusing on your marketing plan, or writing, for someone else, it'd be writing a book or doing some sort of project or creating your free group or running your free group. You have an inhale period right before that, and then you have your exhale period of okay, I'm about to rock this group that I'm doing, or you have a challenge that's coming up. So I really want you guys to think about that, because when you get into the exhale period, a lot of times one of the things we think of is, why am I so boring? Why am I only doing this one thing? Why am I not multitasking and doing everything like everybody else? So no matter what phase you're really in, you kind of have that talk with yourself about whatever it is you're doing, which kind of sucks. But at the same time, you have to have grace with yourself in this business and realize that if you're in an inhale period, wherever you're at, whichever one of those things you're in, you have to embrace it. You have to sit there with yourself and say, okay, I'm accepting that, okay, it doesn't feel good to send out 50 invites today. So I'm going to spend your day not beating yourself up and accepting the fact that you're in an inhale period, and go experience something that's going to bring life to your business. Does that make sense? Sorry, I had to mute somebody. But okay. So I'm going to get past that, and we're going to go into what we're going to talk about today. Today, we're going to talk about Team Cycle bonus. If you're not somewhere where you're staring at your computer, you're going to want to be. Just a heads up, because I'm about to show you my back office, and I'm about to be showing you a lot of different things that you're going to want to write down. if you can. If not, just listen to me and watch whatever I'm doing. Come back to this. Make sure you take notes, because this is really, really important in growing your business from emerald to diamond and where you want to go and how you want to do it, without being one of those coaches who bounces back and forth from emerald to emerald to coach, from emerald to diamond, diamond to emerald. This is going to be what's going to help you. All right, so first I'm going to share my screen with you. All right, can everybody see my screen? All right, perfect. So understanding team cycle bonus. First of all, here's the introduction. Basically, every coach has two legs, right? The way I kind of explained this last time, whenever you first sign up, you have a right leg and a left leg. Normally, you will always be set up with a strong leg, because that is why it's important. First thing I want you to write down, only ever place new coaches on your left or right leg. If you are setting your preferred placement in your back office, you should only be going left and right. You should never go inside. You should never let it do it automatically. You should control it. And the moment you sign somebody up, you need to make sure as soon as they sign up, you go to your back office and you check, did it go through? Okay, now I need to know, where do I want my next person to go? You change your preferred placement then. You don't wait until you have somebody who wants to sign up and then go and change it, because what's going to happen is they're going to sign up and you're going to have forgotten to change it. They're going to get put somewhere. They're going to have to like panic, and it's just get used to doing it the moment you know you're going to need to sign somebody up. Or if someone goes inactive, you know you need to go, like you're going to see, I'm going to teach you how to check your back office like a boss, because you need to be checking it every Wednesday and every Thursday and every Monday, honestly. All right, so basically every coach has two legs, right and left, right? And once there is 200 team volume points on one leg to 100 on the other leg, a coach earns a cycle bonus. $14, $16, and $18. What the hell am I talking about? All right, so I'm going to show you my back office. First things first, I want you all to go to your Monitor My Business. You're going to go to where it says team volume. This is going to tell you whether you have a strong or a weak leg. Do you see my left volume versus my right volume? Weekly, how my left volume this week is at 4,736 and my right volume is at, I need to move this little thing, 405. So what that means currently is I will cycle 4 times on this week's payday. And that's $18 per cycle. So 18 times 4 is what I will make on my team cycle bonus. Does that make sense to everybody? Because if this was 400 and 400, I would only be able, if there was 400 on my left and 400 on my right, I would only be able to cycle how many times? Does anybody know? Twice. Because it's every 200 on your strong leg to 100 on your weak leg. And okay, so what does strong and weak mean? Strong leg, obviously here is my left leg. What that means is there are other coaches placing underneath me as well. This is not just my coaches. I have to build my right leg by myself, so my right leg is always coaches that only me is adding. That's why it's important to only place left and right, because what happens is it looks like this, right? So here's this, and here, this little yellow marker down here is me and Amy Silverman's downline. If Amy continues to only place on these two outside legs, she will continue to place under me and under me and under me and under me, because it's an umbrella. I'm still down there. If she was to accidentally put me on an inside leg, then I don't have a strong leg. I have 2 weak legs that I have to build both of them. So you want to make sure you are setting your future coaches up for the best possible outcome, which means left, right only, outside legs. And you need to determine whether or not you have a strong leg, and you need to know which one your strong leg is, because I'm going to talk to you about whenever you're setting up your emerald. You need to first and foremost sign up your spouse, significant other, or whomever it might be on your weak leg, because you can control that leg, right? That's the leg. You want to be able to control one account. I'm going to go into that in a second. I'm going to go back to the slideshow first. All right, $14, $16, and $18 depending on what your rank is. Rank payouts, $14 for Emerald. It is very important that you make it the first order of business once you feel comfortable hitting Emerald. If you're comfortable with sharing and talking to people, you need to try your best to hit Emerald, because that is when the business opens. When your team cycle bonus starts to happen and you can start earning that $14 per cycle. Also, if you are Emerald and you are hitting SC10 plus, that opens you up for paid leads. That means somebody goes on Beachbody.com, orders Shakeology, boom, you made a 25% commission on something you had nothing to do with, and you get that person's information so you can email them and invite them to your challenge group, sell them an all-inclusive package, which I would probably usually go with the 3-day refresh, or you could sell them a completion package, whatever you wanted to do. It's not about selling people, guys. It's about helping them. Because if that person's drinking Shakeology, the first thing I think is, wow, why don't they want to work out? Do they already have their own workout routine? Do they already have something else going on? What can I do to help them besides having them just drink the shakes? Do they understand what they're drinking? Do they know what it is? So you have to remember, you have information to provide people that is going to help them. They're not just leads that come in, like if you're in a cold call center, to like call them about a job you don't care about. You care about this job. You know this job can change people's lives. So you have to understand that you're not trying to just sell people things, right? So earlier I showed you, I'm a diamond coach, so I make $18 per cycle. So whatever 18 times 4 is what I'll make on team cycle bonus, if that's like at the end of tomorrow. So tomorrow at midnight, my volume's still going to change a little bit because other people might order. I might get more free leads. Who knows what's going to happen over there. Yeah, so important to remember, guys, when thinking about rank, don't feel like you have to know every single thing about every rank and how to achieve it right from the start. A lot of this stuff is stuff that you're going to learn as you go. And if you try to learn every little detail before you get going, you're going to end up just never getting started. That's like the equivalent to, I can't work from home until I have an office set up. Somebody unmuted themselves. Mute. There we go. All right, so that's like the equivalent of I can't work out until I clean my room. I can't run my business until I have a desk set up and it's perfectly in place and I have my little whiteboard and my calendar and everything else. That's bullshit. Let's call it what it is. It really is. So honestly, guys, what I'm talking about on this call to a brand new coach, it's important that you hear it, because the day is going to come where you're going to get to a place where you're going to be like, I learned about this. Where's that call? So I can go understand it now. Like, it's important to just stay in action and to keep doing the vital behaviors, which is posting on social media, sharing your journey, learning, doing the things. And as you start to grow, it's important to understand these basics, because you're going to be like, oh shit, I have my first coach to sign up. Where do I place them? Oh, didn't somebody tell me something about some legs, like strong leg, weak leg? And you know what to ask your coach before you just send a link out and somebody gets randomly put somewhere, right? This is enabling you to get into your back office, to explore a little bit, to learn more, etc. So you just have to start, How to qualify for Team Cycle Bonus. If you're a newer coach, what is important to know is that in order to receive Beachbody Coach Team Cycle Bonus, you first have to advance to rank of Emerald. That's why it's important to become Emerald as soon as you can. To advance rank to Emerald, you need to just sponsor 2 other active coaches into the business. 1 coach on your left, 1 coach on your right. And I copied and pasted this. That's why there's so many mistakes. And also, just so you guys know, at the end of this slideshow, which I will upload every bit of the information that I took this from, there is a link to the website, which is one I send to all of my coaches. So I'm going to tell you guys how I teach my coaches. I teach them spouse, family member, whoever, on your weak leg. The only thing you need, I'm going to go into this in a minute, is 50 PV to have your spouse or family member active. That doesn't mean they don't have to be on Shakeology HD. You could just have them on Power Greens and Focused Energy and be using different products that only cost you 50 extra bucks a month to run that family member's account, as opposed to 90 bucks a month on that family member's account. So you don't have to run it. Like, that's all you have to do. What's up?
So I'm gonna say something about that. Actually, so I did have Mickey and I both on Shakeology, and I just have like, he doesn't drink Shakeology, so I just have like a ton of Shakeology sitting around. And so I was like, well, I can like just change either of our accounts and like start getting other stuff. Like I have to be 90 PV,
Not yours.
but well, I have to be 90 PV, but
Yeah.
you can still hit 90 PV with like
But
other stuff.
you can't qualify for Success Club unless it's on Home Direct.
But with his too,
Right.
it's like, and you can put basically anything on Home Direct. You just have to go back and cancel it afterwards. Yeah. But it's a really good way to try all the other products and talk about all the other products other than just Shakeology.
Exactly. So what she's saying is basically like, if she could use her significant other's account, you can order a 3-day refresh and run that 3-day refresh in your group. This is something I'm going to talk about tomorrow night. Using your other account, your family member's account, to order different products and to offer them as groups or group prizes, or to run 3-day refresh challenge packs, or hey, I'm ordering some Energize this month. Is anybody else curious about this? Like, I talk to my customers all the time. That's why I have so many coaches, because a lot of my coaches are discount coaches, and it's because they use the products. And again, I'm not just selling them things, guys. If somebody is breastfeeding, I don't go tell them to buy Energize just to keep my account active because they're breastfeeding. I'm like, okay, you need to be just drinking your shakes. Like, I'm like, obviously that person just needs to be drinking their shakes. So just keep ordering the shakes. Like, I legit look at every single individual person that I talk to, and I only recommend products that I think will actually help that person's life. Like, period. And that's where you are going to learn to be a good coach. You are going to learn to create coaches from your challengers. Anyways, back to what I was saying as far as having left and right. So you sign your significant other up on your weak leg, right? So you only need one other coach. And you guys, the next challenger you sign up should be that coach. Every challenger you sign up should be that coach, because this is what I do. Every person I didn't start out this way. You know, you're going to be like, it feels weird. And you know what? That's totally okay. If in the beginning of what I'm telling you to you doesn't feel good yet, then don't do it. Just because this is what Amanda used to tell me. I used to all the time I didn't want to sign people up with a discount because I was like, it's just weird. I just feel like I'm trying to sell them something. But it is easier and in that person's best interest to sign up as a discount coach and then decide that they don't want to use the products and they don't want to use the Shakeology, or they don't want to order Energize, or they don't want to do anything. It's easier for them to decide in 21 days that they don't want to do it and to cancel their coach account than it is for them to wait a month, have the Shakeology come out, end up paying $140 instead of $100 for it. And it's easier to cancel it. It just is. Then have to walk them through upgrading, paying $40, having them trust you that they're going to get that $40 back, and go through these extra steps of filling out a form and getting confused. Like, it just creates extra stress. It is so much easier for them to just tell them, this is what I do. When I sign somebody up and they've said yes, I send them a voice message and I say, hey girls, so last and final step, almost everybody that I talk to signs up with the discount, because basically what that means is in 21 days, if you decide that you do still want to keep drinking the shakes, or that you want to try the pre-workout that we use, or any of the cleanses, or the Power Greens, or the Focus Energy, any of the other stuff that we use actively in the group, if you decide to use any of those things, or the beach bars, then you're going to get 25% off, and it's only going to cost you $15 a month. And that's it. So most everybody signs up that way, because the easiest thing to do is set yourself a reminder on your calendar in 21 days. So if you decide not to do it, you can just cancel it. It's easier to do that than it is to pay $40 to upgrade, because you get the account free if you sign up today with it. That's literally all I do. Because yes, they do get the money back, but it is such a pain in the ass, because they're going to feel so sketched out about it and they just don't want to do it. So I always do that. And the way I teach my coaches, the moment you go Emerald, All right, so this is how am I going to explain this so you can write it down. You should write down spouse on your weak leg. And then the next coaches, the next 3 coaches that you have, I tell them to put it on their strong, on the other leg. So that if any of those coaches, like if this person orders and then this person orders and this person orders, like this one goes inactive, they still have 2 more underneath them to keep them from losing their emerald. Does that make sense to everybody? And I can explain it a little bit further once we go down in a second. But let's go on to the next slide first. An active coach is a coach that has met the 50 personal volume point requirements it takes to be considered an active coach. The 50 PV requirement can come from retail sales. So if that person is coaching and not buying but selling things to other people, that they still are accruing personal volume points, so they're active. It can also come from personal purchases. It's important to know that if you sponsor a coach that pays the $39.95 startup fee to get started but never makes a purchase of their own or makes an actual retail sale, that coach is never going to be considered active. They're always going to be inactive, and you won't advance to emerald, and they'll never be someone who holds you at rank whatever. The big money comes from sponsoring new coaches and growing a team. This is where you will get your leverage from. And I put leverage in all caps because this is a very important word and concept to understand. Leverage is the key to be able to create wealth in this business. And I know we all feel really icky that I just said all of that. But you guys, I'm going to ask you a question. Would you work your job for free? Would you go to work and do everything that you do for free? Would you design? I wouldn't design shit for people for free. Like that's not going to pay my bills. Like, and I know that money sounds icky, and it's because we get such high, really good feels from this business. But do you want to make money so you can do it more? And I'm going to tell you something. Your wealth depends on the wealth that you help the people under you make. So you literally are going to be making other people successful. And you guys, that feeling is way bigger and more important and the best feeling in the world. And it's never going to equivalent to what you're going to feel like when you see a check hit your bank account. Helping other people, there's no better job in the world, because the check hits your bank account. I don't even think about checking my bank account on payday. Honestly, I just check my back office. You know what I mean? But by growing a team of coaches, you're able to leverage the work of others, but not in a bad way or in an all about me way. With this business model, you truly want your team to succeed because you do have a vested interest. If your team does well, you do well. And then so many people think about all of these other MLMs like they're literally just trying to get people under them to sell shit. Like the word sell, I want you to just take it, write it on a piece of paper, tear it up, and throw it away. Because you are not selling people anything. You are helping them create a better life. That is all you are doing. Money helps people create a better life. It helps them get out of debt. It helps them pay off their student loans. It helps them pay their medical bills. It helps them provide for their kids. It helps you provide for the future family that you want. Like it literally, it does. But we, for whatever reason, we see all these people out there making tons of money who aren't good people. And we think that if other people, if we make that kind of money, or if we think or talk about making that kind of money, people are going to view us the way we view those other people's. So it is your views about money. You know what I mean? Does that make sense to everybody? All right. Monitoring your back office. If you have achieved Emerald rank, you should be checking your back office daily. What are you looking for? You're looking for projected and active coaches, their order dates to stay in touch with them and help them. Even if they're a discount coach, they need to stay active 50 PV monthly. And you guys, that active 50 PV could just come from them helping a friend or family get started on the journey and putting them in your challenge group and you coaching them from there. That earns them money and helps them stay active for you. Until you get a place in your business where you're at least adding 10 coaches a monthly. And even then you should still monitor your back office. So what am I talking about? I'm going to walk you guys through what I do every single day. Every single day, I come into my Team Beachbody and I do it on my phone, because on my phone, this over here on the left-hand side tells me what's up. All right, so I know I have my new customer orders, I have my new customers, and I go through about once a week and I email new customers that are not from, because I get free leads and I get paid leads because I hit SC10 plus the previous month. My new personally sponsored coach that signed up. How many new coaches are in my organization? 6. That means there's 6 new coaches in my downline. So people above me have been recruiting and adding people underneath me. Does that make sense? So let's see what that says, just so you guys see and understand what that means. So do you see these names? Look at the sponsor coach name. Chris Vera, Jacqueline Hughes, Marissa McBride, Lou Hall, Kelly Smith. I don't know. I know these people, but I don't know, So like, I know all these people.
Hey, Kelly.
Huh?
I still only see the slideshow. I don't see your actual back office.
Oh. Why? Were you able to see my back office earlier when I was showing it? Okay. That's really funny.
I wasn't sure then if you were talking about your back office. Maybe I was just like, okay, she's just saying something. Now I can see it.
No. Okay. So we're going to do this. We're going to go back really quick so I can show you guys the Team Cycle bonus. So this is what I'm talking about right now, right? So how this is like showing me the 6 new sponsored coaches in my downline. Here's all of this. But, all right, the first thing I want you to do is go to monitor my business. Team volume. This is how you determine what legs are what. All right, so you see here left and right. So left is obviously my strong, right is obviously my weak. I have 400 to 4,000. So this means I'm going to cycle 400 or 4 times, because it's for every 100 to every 200, right? So if this was what I said earlier, the example I used, if this was 4 and 4, which it shouldn't be, because you should be set up with a strong leg and a weak leg. But if you had to build it by yourself and this was 4 and 4, then you would only cycle 2 times, because your left leg has 400 and 400 divided by 200 is 2, right? So I want to just show you guys some math really quick. If I was maximizing my cycle potential, 4,800 divided by 200 is 24 cycles, right? 24 cycles at $18 per cycle is $432 a week that I would be making extra. And I can make up to $2,000 a week with Diamond. So that's an extra $432 a week. Basically, I just have to keep building my right leg volume. So let's see, 24 times 100. I need to grow my right volume to 2,400 to be able to maximize. If this was at 2,400, then I would be able to cycle that many times, right? Does that make sense to everybody? Does everybody understand what I'm saying? Okay.
So,
go ahead.
Basically what you're saying is, so whenever you sign up a new personally sponsored coach, since you're already at Diamond, do you basically just throw everyone under your right leg to boost your right leg volume, and then like here and there put somebody on your left leg just so you don't drop below?
This is what I do. So right now, currently, I have 9 or 10 active on my right, and I have 6 active on my left. So yes, I am pumping my right leg. But the reason why it's also very important to put your spouse or your significant other on your weak leg is because eventually you're going to grow that person to Diamond, so you control one of your diamonds. So even when I have to stop signing people up underneath me, it doesn't count towards my SC. It'll count towards my mom's SC, obviously, but I'm still putting them on my right leg. By building my mom, I'm still building my right leg volume. So if I build my mom, it helps build me. So it creates more volume on my right leg. Does that make sense to everybody? And I know this sounds like a foreign language to some people, but come back and watch this once you've hit Emerald. and it will make sense, I promise. Or ask for a one-on-one call with your coach to explain it to you. So yes, I do right now. If that's another reason why I monitor my back office, what I'm telling you guys to do is because every Wednesday or every Thursday morning, this is going to change. 0 coaches projected inactive. I'm going to pop in here tomorrow and I guarantee you I have at least 1 coach projected inactive. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on that and it's going to tell me which coach is projected inactive. And what that means is they just have not ordered anything. And so if I have like 3 projected inactive on my left, then that means I could lose my emerald, right? Or I'll lose my diamond unless I have to have 4 active on my left and I have 6. So if 3 go away, then I only have 3. So I either have to replace it with somebody or I have to get one of those to stay active, which isn't going to happen because I already talked to all my people and I make sure ahead of time. I don't wait until the last minute. I already know. So how do I know? I'm going to show you guys how to see this. So I go to monitor my business and I go to sponsorship drill down. Here's all my coaches, right? And I think it's done by left to right. So yeah, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 active on my left, and I think there's like 9 on my right. So, Erica, you see this little drop down button right here? I go through and check this just to see. So Erica is probably going to be ordering this week, but I can also see $315. So her Shakeology should have already come out, I think, unless she changed it. I don't know. I have to talk to her. I need to talk to her. See, now I know. And see, because I know that she had it on a home direct, but she may have needed to change the order, whatever. And then you'll know. So tomorrow, I will probably have this say projected 1 inactive. Does that make sense to everybody? Do you see how that works? How you can check on that and just see what's up? Then you can click on other people's. I may not be able to see it. I don't know. I should be able to see it. Yeah. PV 2 weeks ago. So I know I have at least 2 more weeks. This person I'm not worried about. And this is just kind of how I check through things. So there's that. It's fine. This person just went active. So that's the way I look at things to see, to know, because I mean, it's important to monitor this because you don't want to bounce around. If you have goals, if you don't really care, then just work your business, post, do what you want to do. It is not a big deal. I'm just teaching you right now how to make the best of all of this. So this is why you need to be checking this always. See who's inactive. If maybe you have a bunch of inactives, what I do is I run, can you guys see this screen now? Okay, I must have clicked on something weird earlier. If you have a bunch of inactives, I suggest doing a 3-day refresh in your group, talking to people, be like, and that means you too. You know what I mean? Don't ever run something and expect other people in your group to do things if you're not going to be doing it, because I have a 3-day refresh sitting back in my corner. And I was like, I'm going to run a 3-day refresh this month. And you know what? Everybody upgraded their account so they could get the discount. And yeah, it's easier for them to cancel it than it is for them to worry about, sorry, my computer's going dead, than it is for them to worry about paying a ton of money. So, let's go ahead and keep going because we're at 6:40. All right, how to build once you hit Emerald. Your +1 should immediately go on your weak leg. We've already been through this. You should try to hit your other leg with 4 coaches or 3. It's up to you, because you got to remember, doing it this way right here, you're not going to be hitting that cycle bonus as much because you're putting these coaches on your strong leg. I would say the way I teach my coaches, if you have your +1 over here that you control, and then you add 2 more over here. And then you get somebody who you really, really think is going to work the business. Put them over here. Put them on your weak leg. And then go back over, then set it back to left leg. And then start building over here. Because my 2 strongest coaches, right, or 2 of they were my strongest coaches. Now Marissa went Emerald 2. Congratulations, girl. Were on my left leg, so I wasn't maximizing on my cycles because I just kept getting more on my left and not on my right, so it wasn't matching and it wasn't cycling enough. But that shit, you never know who's going to work this business. You know, you never know. So you have your weak person on your spouse or whoever on your right, on your weak leg. And I mean that I keep saying right, but my weak leg is my right leg. You have to go figure out what your weak leg is. Your weak leg could be your left leg. So if I keep saying right, it's because I'm used to talking about my own back office. All right, so you should try to hit your other leg with 4 coaches. So in case one falls off, there's another there to catch it and keep you active at whatever rank you're at, right? And it's important to keep monitoring your back office because if all 3 go in, or however many it is, go inactive and you lose your rank, you lose that pay bump, right? And it's like a little game. It's fun. It's not as weird and icky as it sounds because I know, trust me, I listened to this call when I first became a coach and I was like, this is just like not giving me good vibes because they're just talking about money. And I didn't give a shit about money. So you guys, it's okay to feel like that. You won't feel like that forever. I promise. You're going to eventually realize that making money is a good thing and that you deserve to make money because you're putting a lot of your heart and soul and time and effort into this. So it's okay to feel icky about it in the beginning. You won't always feel that way because I'm like the biggest woo-woo person ever. And it took me a while to get over my ickiness, but I did. So once you hit 4 on your opposite leg, jump back and build your weak, then alternate back and forth. So like I said before, if you put your person, whoever your person is, on your weak leg, and then you put 3 over here, then come back over here and put another one, and then go here, here, here. And then once you have 4 and 4, pay attention because then you're going to start putting people underneath your spouse. So you're building your spouse to Emerald, right? So you control that account. So you can build that person to Emerald, and then you just have to have 1 active coach over here. Does that make sense? All right, so that kind of just contradicted everything I said a second ago. When I said, a while ago, I told you, if you have your person over here and then you sign up 2 people and then have somebody who really wants to work the business, you really kind of have to play a guessing game with that. It's up to you because if that person wants to work the business, then that person is someone who can go Emerald on the opposite leg. So you have that Emerald opposite the person you control, right? So I took my mom to Emerald and then Emily went Emerald on my strong leg. And although that hurt me with team cycle bonus, like my volume on my weak leg, it helped me because I don't have to control 2 Emeralds because that shit's annoying. Ain't nobody got time or money for that, right? You want a coach that's working the business over here to get Emerald who wants to hold it so that you can build to diamond. Because everything I'm learning now, like I'm going like 3-star, 4-star this year, so I don't still have to worry about shit. And I could just do what I want. All right, so monitoring your back office. You could also go +1 on your weak leg and then 2 on your strong leg, back to your weak leg until you build a diamond. Hopefully this makes sense. Haha. And I'm pretty sure it does. And it's not about, this is a quote that was already on this slideshow, guys. It's not about ideas. It's about making ideas happen. It's so true, but I just left it on there. Yeah. So here is the link to the Team Cycle bonus thing. And just to end this up, I'm going to I'll put this in the chat group so you guys can go look through this now. No, you can switch up, Amber. You can have 5 days. They changed it. You have up to 5 days to switch them. I'm sorry, Amber made a comment in the chat box that says you want them to go where you want them to go because you only have 72 hours to switch them. They recently changed that, and you actually have 5 business days to change it. But if it takes you more than 24 hours to realize that you need to do that, there's something wrong. Like you should know immediately because as soon as somebody signs up, you should go check and see where they went. So I want to, just to end this call, play this video because this is this guy trying to explain it. And this is where I got everything from. This website has an amazing, and also let's see how it like shows you 200. That was a confusing example, so I didn't use it. But here's your maximum weekly amounts. As a diamond, I can make up to $2,000 a week. As a 1-star diamond, I can make up to $3,000, 2-star, $4,000. And this is just in Team Cycle bonus. This doesn't have anything to do with the orders that are being placed underneath you. So if somebody's buying Shakeology, that doesn't count unless they're a coach. If you have them signed up as a discount coach, then it does. Does that make sense? Okay. So yeah, this is how much you can make up to each week. Where the big money is. It talks about all of that. But I kind of just want to blow your guys' mind for a second. I want to go find it. This website has a lot of really great tools. This isn't what I want. Hold on. And I want you guys to understand what changed my mind about giving a shit about money. So once you hit Star Diamond, which means you have a diamond underneath you, you get quarterly bonuses through Beachbody. And not just 1 star, you have to hit 2-star diamond. So this is an example from 2013. 2-star diamonds got quarterly bonuses of $918 per quarter. That's in addition to everything else. They just got a random $918 4 times a year. 5-star diamonds got this. 10-star diamonds got that. 15-star diamonds got $23,000 4 times a year just for being a 15-star diamond. That's not all they get. If you're a 10-star diamond, you not only get the 10-star diamond bonus, you get the 5-star diamond bonus and the 2-star diamond bonus. So you get $16,000. If you are a 15-star diamond bonus, you get not only the 15-star diamond bonus, but the rest of them. So you're making an extra 40 grand 4 times a year, which is freaking ridiculous. Like, it just like makes me uncomfortable to know that there's that much money just like floating around in somebody's bank account 4 times a year. Like, personally, I don't need to make that much. I don't need that much money. I just want to change people's lives. But I was like, holy shit, when people tell you this is the $1 million opportunity, it really is. And it comes from working. It comes from getting uncomfortable and understanding the kind of money you can make, and understanding that money is money that you can invest back into the people you're helping. That is, you have any idea how some cool ass fucking, if I make $40,000 just as a bonus, I'm sending someone on a vacation in my challenge group. Like, I'm taking all of my diamonds on a diamond retreat. I'm paying for their plane tickets. I'm taking them to freaking Mexico. Like, that's the beauty of this business. Like, you get to use the money you make to invest in other people. I can send one person 4 times a year. Like, if I make 40 grand, I'm sending at least one of my coaches 4 times. Like, you get that 4 times a year. Every single time I'm buying them a Tony Robbins seminar ticket. One person on my team is getting one of those tickets. Like, I'm sending them somewhere. I'm getting, like, that's the thing, is you get to help people become better people. And like, money doesn't have to be weird. Like, there are people out there who spend money on things that are, yes, bad people, but you can also spend money on things and become an amazing person and help change the world. You can write, I want you to imagine writing a check for $10,000 to whatever charity you want to give it to whoever you want to give it to, whatever you want to do. Like, that's the kind of potential you have with this business. And it comes from understanding how all of it works, to be honest. And I told you I was going to let you watch that video with me because we have like 10 minutes left and it's like 6 minutes long. So I'm just going to throw it in here because why not? And I, of course, went away from the page. No, I don't want your book. All right.
You know, a lot of people think that earning team cycle bonus is some very complicated calculation. It's really not. It's actually pretty simple. As a matter of fact, I'm going to explain to you exactly how it works using my kids' toys from when they were little. Okay, so here's how it works. To qualify for Team Cycle bonus, it means you first have to become an Emerald coach. How do you do that? Well, you have to be active and you have to enroll one new coach. We'll use wrestling great Jimmy Superfly Snuka on my left side, and we'll enroll another coach on my right side. We'll use Mega Robot Guy. And once you've enrolled 2 active coaches, one on your left side, one on your right side, you are an Emerald coach. And you've activated your business center. What does that mean when you've activated your business center? Well, basically, it means that you open 2 bank accounts that collect team volume. Now, I have my left bank account headed by Jimmy Superfly Snuka and my right bank account headed by Mega Robot Guy. And now, as you enroll new coaches, you start to build your team. Guess what? I just enrolled Mr. Monkey, and I'm gonna put him right here under Jimmy Superfly Snuka. And guess what? Mega Robot Guy just told me that he found an astronaut to join him on his team. And you know what? The astronaut happens to know Lizard Man and put him on his team. And hey, Jimmy Superfly Snuka, he is on fire. He just found this odd yellow armadillo and this ornery cougar, and the ornery cougar happened to know Mousy, who joined them on their team. But wait, Mega Robot Guy here, he just found this green guy. We don't know his name, but you know what? Who cares? He's doing a challenge group. And the green guy, he just brought in some kind of weird cat. And back on Superfly's side, Mousy brought in Mad Turtle and T-Rex, and the team just keeps building. So, what happens now? Well, as this organization grows, every time someone does a challenge group or sells a challenge pack or another product or buys something, they create team volume. And the team volume from each one of these purchases all roll up into your banks. So, let's imagine that every one of these guys happens to sell Shakeology. So each of them have 90 team volume points associated with them. So let's look here at the Robot Guys team. We've got 20 coaches times 90 team volume points. That's 1,800 points in my right bank. And over here on Jimmy Superfly Snuka's side, he has 10 coaches times 90 volume points from Shakeology. So that's 900 points on my left bank. Oh, wait a minute. What's that, Superfly? Really? Wow, Superfly just said that in addition to their own Shakeology HD orders, everyone on his side sold 3 Insanity Challenge packs. So each of them are producing 300 points. 10 times 300 is 3,000 team volume points. Fantastic job, guys. Robot Guy, you guys better get to work. Now, the week ends and you want to know how much Team Cycle bonus you earn. Well, here's how we figure it out. You earn 1 Team Cycle for every balanced 300 team volume points in your bank. That means we're going to subtract 200 from the side that has the most team volume and 100 from the other side. And every time we can do that with the balance that's left in your team volume accounts, you earn a cycle. So let's go back. I have 3,000 on Jimmy Superfly Snuka's side and 1,800 on the Robot Guy side. So Jimmy Superfly Snuka's side has more volume. So I'm going to subtract 200 from that side and 100 from Robot Guy's side. Okay, let's do the math. 3,000 minus 200 is going to leave me with 2,800 points. And 1,800 minus 100 on the other side leaves me with 1,700 points on my right side. So That's one cycle. All right, let's see if we can do it again. I subtract 200 from the side with the most team volume, so that's 2,800 minus 200, which leaves me a balance of 2,600 on that side. About that side, I subtract 100, which leaves me a balance of 1,600 on that side. You have
Hello?
Yeah, I don't hear it
and
anymore.
I'm an emerald.
Oh, there it is.
What?
I couldn't hear it anymore. It just stopped.
Maybe it's because I'm muted. Oh well.
$14 for every cycle, so I would have earned $210. And if you're a Ruby coach, you would earn $16 per cycle, so that would be $240. And if you are a diamond coach, you would earn $18 per cycle. That's $270. And I still have 300 points in my right bank. And that will stay in my bank and roll over to the next week as long as I stay active. Now, if I go inactive, it all goes away and I got to start all over again from scratch. So that's how it works. Now, I've got to get back to work. Superfly, you're in. Astronaut.
All right. That's enough of that. That was really, really, really hard for me to bear to watch. But I hope everybody got the point. All right. Does anybody have any questions? I know a lot of people had to hop off because we were getting towards the end of the call, but who has questions?
I feel like I need to watch some of those videos because that was really confusing.
It is. And like I said, if you figure everything, try to figure everything out now, it's going to be confusing. The only time most of this stuff matters is when you start signing people up to actually be like discount coaches or regular coaches. What you're going to do in the beginning is you're in our wellness studio. So the most important part of what you're doing right now is to start participating there, because when you sign someone up, that's where you're going to put them until you're ready to go out and create your own wellness group. You know what I mean? Because you don't technically have to do that right now. So it's just, you can do whatever you want to do though as well. Like you could just go out and create your own wellness group, which I'm going to talk all about that tomorrow on the Set Your Soul on Fire call. I added you out to that group too. Mm-hmm. So basically, yeah, you could do whatever you want to do. Like this business is very social media. Like that's the way you reach a lot of people and the way you talk to a lot of people. But you can start out with just like people you know and sign them up that way. But like hitting Emerald, like if it's trying to replace an income, if you're ready to hit the ground running and you just want to know what you have to do to get it there, I can tell you what to do. It won't always be comfortable or something you're going to want to be doing, but it is necessary. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. As far as like getting on social media, posting, showing people that you're doing the things, and then you open yourself up to everybody being like, why are you doing this all of a sudden? Like, what are you doing? Like, what is this beach party thing? Like, I had people, I dealt with that too, you know, like I dealt with it with Brian. I've dealt with it with other people. Like, but guess what? My boyfriend just finished his first T25 program and he has outread me on personal development books. Like he's finished 3 and I've only finished 1 because I read so many at one time. But like in our relationship is like 15, 20 times better than it has ever been. Like he called me yesterday to tell me that he was thinking about buying a bicycle that was like a $2,000 bicycle. I was like, why are you calling me? You never call me to tell me things like this. He's like, I just want to keep you in the loop and like talk to you about things. I was like, he was like, I'm reading all these books and it's important to communicate. And I was like, okay.
True story. True story.
I mean, I was like, I've been communicating, but I'm glad you're on board now.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it is something that you learn that you have to deal with. But step 1, this is important to like have heard all of this stuff and you have your notifications on for like being able to communicate with me on Messenger and stuff like that now, and like ask questions.
Finally.
We'll have our own one-on-one call and set your phone up so that you know how to sign people up and what to do without like freaking
Yeah,
out.
that sounds
We'll do
good.
that. And then basically just I'm going to resend you my welcome email now, and I'm going to add you to my PS Coach group, Google Docs. Do you have a Gmail account?
I do, yeah.
Okay. So just like email, just because I don't have a list like I should, just send me your email address again and I'll add you to the PS Coach folder. And there's a file in there that has all of the coach training. Amanda posts it in the group, but I also keep it there so that people can go through it in their own time and not have to like freak out and like do it all at once. So it's important just to like concentrate on that and just like start sharing on social media and like kind of let it be an inhale period. Like I talked about at the beginning of this call, like inhale, don't feel like you have to be inhaling all of that and like doing all this shit at the same time because it's going to freak you out.
Yeah.
But yeah, does anybody else have any other questions? No? Emily, Marissa, Amber, you guys good? Did everything I say make sense for the most part for you guys?
Yes, I got it.
Okay, cool. I just wanted to make sure.
Thank you for sharing.
Yeah.
I have to go back and watch it over again.
Yeah. I mean, it's a lot to take into. The main thing to remember is, you guys, you are going to be where you are. And when you're ready to level it the fuck up, all you have to do is ask. Like, you are where, like, I'm doing a whole call tomorrow in Set Your Soul on Fire on wellness groups and how to leverage yourself so that you're exhaling at the beginning of the month and you're able to have like that inhale period like after that so that you can do the same thing. So for me, my months look like this. Like I'm exhaling at the beginning of the month and then I'm taking kind of a break for like the middle 2 weeks, and not like a break. Like I'm still talking to people. I'm still posting on social media. I'm still building relationships with people so that whenever I invite them to my free group, it's an easy yes. And then that they turn from the free group, they come in and they decide they want to do the damn thing, you know? So that's really it. And I'm going to talk about that tomorrow. Inhale, exhale, all that good stuff. Amy might not like that. She's going to be like, you're supposed to be telling people to do their job every day, all the day.
Is she watching you do the video tomorrow?
Well, she's in Mexico, but I'm sure she's going to watch it when she gets back.
Oh.
That's her
Yeah,
team.
all their Mexico pictures make me jelly.
Yeah. And I mean, that's the thing to really understand. So the one thing I did not talk about in this is if you want to qualify for the trips, you have to be at 90 PV, which means drinking the Shakeology or being on like Home Direct for like the performance line. And 90 PV per month is what gets you like in Success Club. And it has to be on Home Direct. And I can teach you all about how to like finagle that to make sure that it works for your like checking and like your own monetary funds, because like I teach my girls, like if you need to like move it around, like you know you're going to have a paycheck this week that'll pay for it and you won't have one at the end of the month, you can move what day it's going to ship on. But as long as it ships within the 31 days of the month, that little check mark goes beside, here, I'll show you.
Are you saying the 90 PV is yourself buying it?
Yeah. Using the products. Because, I mean, they'll let you earn money all day long, but they're not going to give away free trips for people who aren't actually
using their products.
Yes. Because, I mean, you got to be like drinking the Kool-Aid to be able to sell it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So you see here where it says Success Club qualification and how it says that I'm not qualified yet. That's because my Shakeology hasn't shipped yet. When my Shakeology ships, it'll go to qualified because I'm at SC12. I'm already at SC10. So right now it says not qualified because I'm not qualified yet. Because when my Shakeology ships, it'll check off. So that's how you earn trips and stuff like that. And there's different things that you can be on if you want to have a conversation with me at a later point of like what you want to try to use, or if you want to use anything. There are multiple things that you could try, but Shakeology is the easiest. or the bars. You could put the bars on Home Direct, and they're $90 for 45 bars a month. For people who don't like Shakeology, but that's the easiest way to do it, is just to have it on that. And then if I want to, just so everybody else knows when you're doing these things, how easy it is. I don't know how many of you guys actually do this. You just log into your regular Team Beachbody. You can go up here where it says welcome. You go down to my account, and it's going to tell you where you can, like, this is like something I show everybody, like when they first sign up, because you need to know when your money's coming out of your account, right? And you can, it's going to load all of your orders. So you see, it tells me like when everything is shipped, and this is like the next 3 orders that are going to come out. So I know that on 4/26 is when my Shakeology is going to ship. And then on 4/30 is when my business service fee is going to come out. And 5/16, I'll have officially been a coach for a year. Or I'll have officially not been a coach. I'll have officially been signed up with Beachbody On Demand for a year. So it's $99 a year. So you can see this, but if you want to change, like, there's no need for me to wait, to be honest, until the 26th, because I had done that a different time. Whoop, wrong one. That's how you change. You click manage right there, and you can change the flavor. But down here, you just go to your next ship date. You just type in what you want the ship date to be. Like, there's no need for me to wait until the 26th. I'll probably just have it ship on Monday. And hit update. So it will update it. And like, mine used to ship on like the 15th, and I got really broke after paying a medical bill, and I had to change it to the 26th. But and you can also skip a month. Just realize that if you skip a month, you might go inactive, or you won't qualify for Success Club that month, if that makes sense. But yeah. Does all that make sense, everybody? You guys, is that good to know? Okay, cool. I'm gonna hit stop recording.